Cinco. Guys, we're gonna do a rerun of the seasons. I want you guys to tell me which female characters you want to see back on the show. So far, we've only had temporary female characters because I can't keep a woman. But we had Kate as one on one season. Then we had Kesa. She's fired though. We won't be able to rerun her on the season. Then we had Crystal. She can be rehired. Oh.
Hi guys. So a few days ago, I was watching Auston Holleman's live stream, and in the live stream, his subscribers, his audience was accusing Auston of not liking black women. They were saying that he prefers white women over black women, which they are right about. But he was like, no, that's not true. And he was like, I was promoting Africa, which he was not, but then he said something as proof that he prefers black women. And the proof was that he said, if people were to look at the kind of women he brought to his show, they were almost all women, black women, black African women. And that for him is proof that he prefers black women.
Y'all can't say shit about me with, oh, you like white girls. Motherfucker, I was in Africa for 6 months. Do you know how heavily I promoted like Africa? I had more African characters on my show than white women or Asian. Like, there's been no South American character on my show. There's only been one Asian character on my show. Like, the majority of the characters on my show were from Africa when we're talking about women.
And in a way, I mean, the point he made about most of the women that he brings to his show being black women, black African women, is right. In fact, if you take out Kate, all the women that came to his show were black African women. But the reason they were the only ones he was bringing to his show is not because he prefers them over other women. It is because they were the only women that would be willing to come to his show. So for me, the cynicism of reframing his inability to get non-black women as some kind of pro-black stance is like, the cynicism is just mind-blowing. Because the reason he was bringing black women, black African women, and not other women, is not because he likes black women. It's because black women are the only women who would come to his show. I mean, black Western men have this propaganda that they like to run about, them having more choices, them having, other races of women being open to date them. But in reality, that's not the fact. The only women that are willing to date black men with no restriction are black women. And there is nothing wrong with that, because black women and black men are raised together. Of course, so being attracted to, men that, look like the men you grow up with is nothing. That's something natural. But what I wanted to say is that Auston was only bringing black women to his show because black women were the only one who were willing to be on his show. Auston would have liked non-black women to be on his show, but non-black women do not want to be on his show. And I remember when he went to Europe, he was so sure that European women were going to be, rushing to be with him. He made a live stream titled something like I Love White Women, the European tour. And in that live stream, he was, describing how white European women were much better than African women, and that he had been in Africa for almost half a year, and not once did an African woman made him want to marry her, but he was in Europe just 1 or 2 days, and he already fell in love with this white girl, because she touched him on his thigh, and that he wanted to marry her.
The whole texting me this and that, and then kissing up on me, talking, touching on my thigh and all that. But the other little stuff, like sitting on the couch, crossing your legs, looking at me, putting your hand on my face, it almost makes you want to tie the knot. And I just met you. But it seems like whenever I was in Africa, and let me say this, there are some great women in Africa. Great women. Great to be around, pleasant to be around, good time, funny, beautiful smiles, beautiful bodies, beautiful personality. But it seemed like I was just getting pussy. It seemed like I was just getting pussy. I just want to smash and pass. That's what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
Or smash a couple times, then pass.
No, like that. That is the live he made the first or the second day he arrived, and in that live you could see that he is very interested in dating white women, and he had the expectation that white women would be wanting to date him, but that's not what happened. A few days later, like as he stayed there longer, he realized that the white women are not interested in them the way he is in them. So he could not have them on his show. That was the reason he didn't have white women on his show when he was in East Europe. It's not because he didn't want to. He truly, I mean, he was super interested in having white women on his show. The reason he didn't have them on his show was because they didn't want to be on his show. And let me say one more thing too. Even when he has non-black women on his show, it's not the quality women that, let me say this, because I have to say this almost every time, because I do not think sex workers are, I don't look down on sex workers, but passport bros do. And when Auston has white women on his show, and I mean non-black women on his show, they have usually been sex workers, women of no quality, low quality. The only quality women who were willing to be on his show were black women. So no, the reason he doesn't have non-black women on his show is not because he doesn't want to. It's because those non-black women do not want to be on his show. Yeah, if it was, if the choice was left for him, he probably would have nothing but non-black women on his show. But the choice is not his. The choice is the women, and the women who are not black do not want to be on a black man's show. They don't want to be seen with a black man. They do. I mean, when he was in Romania, he said that the women were, want to sleep with him just to see how, how it feels like to sleep with a black man, but they don't want to be seen with him.
But I would not tell you to go to Europe or Asia to be around a bunch of women that are like just in love with you to be in love with you. You can disagree if you want to leave it in the comment section. Oh, like I just want a big dick because he's black. This Asia, Europe, I think that's just a lot of times that's what it is. It's just a fetish, a fantasy.
The only women that, that would, come on a black man's show regularly are black women in Africa or black women outside Africa. So, and black men know that. And even if he didn't like, even if he liked black women, even if he, wanted to bring them on because he liked them, the fact that his audience, which is mostly black men, prefer to watch non-black women on his show. His audience prefers non-black women on his show. And if you look at the most watched videos on his channel, it's usually Auston with a non-black woman. So Auston, even if he liked black women, he would have preferred to have non-Black women on his show more often, because those are the ones that bring him more views, more clicks, which means, more revenue, which is, so that he would have preferred to have non-Black women, not even if he didn't like non-Black women, even if he didn't prefer non-Black women, he would have preferred to have them on his show, because his audience loves to watch, non-Black women. And, and I want to say a little bit more about his audience preferring, to watch non-Black women on Auston's channel than, to watch Black women. And for me, the perfect example of that is this video. This video is titled, "Dating as a Black Man in Eastern Europe, I am a changed man." And this video is one of the most watched video on his channel. And you can actually say that it is the most watched video, because the videos that have more views than this one are older. They are older than this video. So really, this is the most watched video on his channel. And this video proves two things. One is Auston's audience, most of whom are like an overwhelming majority of whom are Black men, love watching Auston with non-Black women, love watching non-Black women on Auston's channel. And the other is Auston's Black audience is pathetic. They are so pathetic. But I will come back to the pathetic part. But let me talk about how his audience loves watching non-Black women. So this video, the thumbnail is Auston with a white Romanian girl, but you cannot see her face because it is blocked out by a smiley face. But when you click on the video, it's just Auston sitting on a bed talking about some dates he had with a Romanian girl. But here is the thing: the conversation, the video of Auston talking is not a video, a new video. It is something he clipped out from this live that he did 2 or 3 days earlier. So it's not even something new. But once again, the video is the most watched video on his site, because it has on the thumbnail there is half face of a white woman. I cannot even say half face, because almost all her face is blocked by the smiley face. But his audience are so starved for to watch white women, so they click on this because they want to watch a white woman. And I say it is pathetic because, like I said, they are clicking on a thumbnail that had the face of the white woman blocked. So they don't even know what she looks like, but because these men are so such white worshippers, they are willing to watch whatever would show up. And I think the other reason this video is so popular on his channel is because of the title. The title says that dating as a Black man in Eastern Europe, I am a changed man, implying that Eastern Europe women are not as racist as Auston believes. Auston's Black male viewers are clicking on it because that is something that they love to hear. They want to hear that the white women do actually love them. So that tells you how much of white worshippers these men are. It also tells you, despite what they say, they are always saying that they have so many options with other non-Black women, but they know that the option is not that open, that plenty. And when they are told that, here, come on, Romanian girls like you, they're rushing to watch it, because, like I said, they know that a lot of non-Black women do not prefer them. and they want to be preferred. The pathetic thing is that they want to be preferred by these women, and when there is even the smallest chance that the non-black women might prefer them, they will be rushing to to watch that video, I guess. And so what I wanted to say was that the reason Auston doesn't have non-black women is not because he doesn't want to, it's because the women do not want to. Anyway, let me know what you think. Thank you. Bye bye.